All right, that brings us to Patricia Ahrens on behalf of the Hines estate versus all occupants at River Lake Drive, Three Rivers. I believe Dean Hines is here on that matter. And Mr. Mast, are you here on that matter as well?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. What the notice to service said is that Timothy Mast was there and said Dean Hines comes sometimes. Ms. Ayers, is Mr. Hines your brother?
Good morning,
You're
Your
on
Honor.
mute.
Andrew Horn on behalf of Patricia Ahrens as well.
All right, and the distinguished Andrew Horn from Vicksburg is here on behalf of the plaintiff. So let's talk about this. We get these periodically where it's part of an estate. You know, the siblings aren't always on the same page, or there are issues that property needs to be sold. So Mr. Hines and Mr. Mast, you as the occupant, you are tenants in a termination of tenancy action. The plaintiff, in this case, the personal representative or next executor or I'm not sure the word I'm searching for, guardian of the plaintiff wants you to move. As such, you have a right to hire a lawyer. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can see if legal aid would be willing and available to represent you. Got two people in the waiting room. Let me bring them in, see who's here. All right, someone's here by telephone. The Larkins are here, Mr. Larkins and his able assistant. Who's here by telephone?
Haley Ragland.
All right, let me give you a proper name.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Ms. Ragland, you're also here as a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. In your
Yes.
case, it's a demand for non-payment of rent. Mr. Mast and
Yes.
Mr. Hines, yours is the termination of tenancy. In either case, you have a right to hire a lawyer. You have the right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this appearance or be prepared to file a written demand within 5 days of today's hearing and pay the $50 jury demand fee, lest the judge waives the fee for your inability to pay it.
Okay.
If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from non-payment of rent, you may be able to get its emergency housing assistance from the Department of Health and Human Services, Keystone, Neighborhood Inc., or Community Action Agency, or if you're a veteran, you may be eligible for some veterans benefits. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going outside of court and attempting to mediate the matter. And if that resolves the case, that would not require a need for further court hearing. You also could reach an agreement with the landlord that would result in a conditional order of dismissal, in which case Mr. Horn would prepare that and file it. All right. Good morning, Mr. Horn. It's nice to see you again.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, and again, we've got Patricia Ahrens, the guardian. Dean Hines has an interest in this property, and Timothy Mast, I believe, is living in it. Mr. Horn, what's the circumstance here?
Your Honor, this property is owned by Carol Hines, solely by Carol Hines. She was moved into a rehabilitation or assisted living facility last year. And since that time, there's been somebody living at this property. In December, the circuit court ordered, in order to protect her and protect her assets, that Patricia Ahrens was ordered to evict anybody who was at that property and sell the property. Mrs. Hines has been deemed incompetent by the circuit court, so any idea that she signed any documents would be, I mean, fraudulent, if not ridiculous.
All right,
So
well,
yeah,
let's see where we are here. Mr. Mast, you're living there?
Correct, Your Honor.
How long have you been there?
I've been here since late April of last year.
Under who? How did you come to move in there?
I asked Dean if he could talk to his mother, Carol, and see if I could live here for a while because I was in a not a great situation. And he got permission from her. We wrote up a lease, and I've been here ever since. My rent
All
is
right,
just to
do you
maintain
pay any
property.
rent?
Yes, I pay Carol's bills, the electric, the gas, the house insurance. I pay for the yard maintenance. Anything that needs to be done around here,
All right, but
lawn
no
and
actual rent.
no actual
Do
rent.
you have a lease?
Yes, I do. You should have that. I brought that in, I believe, last week.
I don't have a copy of that, Your Honor.
I have something that was filed February 18th called residential lease, landlord Dean Hines. But Dean Hines doesn't own the property. I'm not sure when this was executed. Let's take a look. It may have been done just for purposes of this. Mr. Hines, what's your position here?
My position is that I was taking care of the property and Timothy needed a place to stay. He had been in and out of there since 2012 with my mother's permission. He had my mother's permission to stay there. We have a prior lease. We didn't think we would have to include that, but we can. She was aware of it. I had her permission, and I have documentation of that.
Well, at this point, your sister has been appointed as the guardian for this property, and the court has directed her to sell the property and get everybody out of there.
Correct.
So,
Do you have an issue with that if I'm allowed to speak?
say that again.
I do have an issue with that if I'm allowed to speak.
Tell me about that.
I was never served proper notice of the court hearing, and the probate court verified that.
Well, you take that up with the probate court. At this
Which
point, she has lawful authority as far as this court is concerned to do what she's doing.
Right.
Whether or not you have a challenge to that, I don't have jurisdiction over that.
Right.
Mr. Mast, you need to prepare to move out. I'm going to continue this matter until next Friday. Mr. Horn, are you available next Friday, March 6th?
I will make myself available. Yes, Your Honor.
I think at this time, Mr. Mast, do you have anything to say, if I may?
We would like to take this to a jury trial if we can, because the way that Patty has gone about everything behind everyone's back.
All right, well, you
It's
have to
been
file a jury
already.
demand
Yes, I
within
have that
5
with me.
days. All
I have
right,
the
do you know anything
paperwork there.
about the rules of evidence or procedure or how to file jury instructions?
No, but if you could inform me, that would be appreciated.
Well, I can't. You can seek guidance from legal aid, but
I-
if you do wish to have a jury trial, this will be a fiasco. So let me repeat this. Patricia Aarons has the lawful authority to prepare to sell this property. Probably some of the money is needed to pay for Ms. Hines' care. So by you staying there, she can't use the value in her house to pay for her care. So the court has directed the guardian to get you out of there and sell the house. You're not paying any rent. The person who you signed the lease with doesn't own the house. So you can ask for a jury trial. You're gonna have to represent yourself unless you get legal aid to represent you, and you're gonna be in way over your head. In the meantime, you're causing this lady not to be able to use her equity in her home to pay for her care. But at any rate, we're gonna continue this to 2/15 next Friday, March 6th. Then we'll discuss it further. If you do file a jury demand, we'll set a jury trial and see what the jurors think of your lease by someone that doesn't own the house.
Your Honor,
At any
it's
rate,
also
that's
worth
where we are
noting.
currently. My advice
Okay.
would be you could contact legal aid and ask for some advice.
I have already.
But let me repeat, you signed a lease with someone that doesn't own the house. The guardian has been directed by the court to sell this house. And you staying there prohibits Ms. Hines from using this money to pay for her care. So consider all that. All right. Anyway, we'll address this further next Friday, March 6th at 2:15. All right, Mr. Mast or Mr. Hines, do you have any questions?
I'm probably gonna be retaining an attorney soon.
Say that again, Mr. Hines. Can't hear you.
I'll probably retain an attorney as of Tuesday.
All right.
So I don't know what Mr. Mast is gonna do for an attorney, but we'll figure it out.
All right. Okay, as I said, this comes up a number of times each year. We probably had 10 of them last year. Grandpa dies, grandson was in the house, siblings don't agree. But there's more going on here. There's a circuit court case. I think it's actually a probate court case, family court. But all right. Anyway, I'll see everybody next Friday at 2:15. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Thank you, Your Honor.
just briefly,
Yes.
one more item on this. Mrs. Hines has now been disqualified from Medicare because they consider that there's a renter in there. And so she's not
Well,
only
that's
not getting
interesting.
the
So there's
funding
even
for her
more
care,
urgency.
she's actually lost
So-
the funding for her care. Absolutely.
May I
Your
speak
Honor.
as well? May I speak as well?
Yeah,
Your
just a
Honor?
moment.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Carol Hines's home is under a reverse mortgage, and for every month that this drags on, they are charging against my mother's estate $1,070. I figure since October, when I began these proceedings, she's already lost $4,000 in equity in her home. So every month that passes, the more money that is likely to come out of anything that may be left after the sale of the home.
All right, so Mr. Mast, your being there has caused her to lose her Medicare eligibility because you're considered to be
Medicaid,
a
she's
rent.
under Medicaid, Your Honor. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I think qualifies from what I've been told, as Medicaid fraud, because those monies should be going toward the facility in payment for her care and treatment there.
So even though you're not paying rent, you're paying the utilities, the insurance, the gas, which is income to her because someone's paying the utilities, rent, and gas. So you're a tenant at her house. So one additional new fact, it's costing her $1,000 a month for you to live there. And you being there has caused her to lose her Medicaid to help pay for her care. All
Yes.
right. Sometimes you just need to do the right thing. But
Your
we'll
Honor,
discuss this further next week. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Remove Mr. Hines. Remove Mr. Mast.